Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next episode of season 2 of 911. It has been a long time since I've recorded a new episode. I know for you guys, I'll put out a couple of episodes before you get to see this one. But just so you know, this is the first one that I'm recording after my long ass break. So after the last episode that you saw, I'll get to that. I obviously didn't film for about 9 months or something like that, and this is the first time I'm sitting down to record 911 for the first time in almost a year, three quarters of a year, something like that. But I'm really excited to jump back into it. I have missed this show. I've missed crying at almost every episode that we watch, and also with how things were when we left, we've got a lot to talk about. So, just to catch up, and so you all know where I'm kind of up to and whatnot. So with the show, the last one that I put out will be Fight or Flight, the whole thing with Maddie and Doug, which we'll get to. But just full disclosure, back in the day, before I took the break, I did record, I believe, the next episode, the one I'm going to watch today, and I think they put the full reaction potentially out on Patreon, but because I got rid of all that footage when I thought I wasn't going to do YouTube anymore, I got rid of the full reaction, so I've not got that to put out, so I'm going to have to re-record the episode. Luckily for me, as you all know if you watch much of my channel, not just this show, my memory is terrible, and so even now if you ask me what happened in 911, the last thing I remember is the big Maddie Doug episode. So whilst I'll have seen this episode before, and maybe when I'm watching it I'll remember it more, I apologise. I have no way to re-get the footage back to edit what I've already shot, and just for this one at least, let's go on the ride again. And I forget everything. My memory is awful, as you'll probably see when I'm like, who's that character? And they've been in it for a while. So I'm looking forward to jumping back into it. The last big thing that we saw was obviously the Maddie Doug Fight or Flight episode, and that was tough to watch. I mean, for anyone that knows someone or has been in an abusive relationship, even if it never got to that level, because that was pretty intense, that whole storyline was hard to watch. And that episode that was just her trying to survive and people trying to find her and the big fight to the death out in the snow was really hard. It was beautiful in like the actual visuals of them having this awful emotional fight in the snow. It was like beautiful because it was awful and it was bloody, but surrounded by white and snow and trees. But obviously really painful to watch, because we love Maddie. I love Maddie anyway, and we hate Doug. And just seeing her, I think that was the moment when she was running, and then she turned around and was just like, I'm done. This is it. We're fighting now. And she fought, and even if she got stabbed, she got fought even harder. And well done, Maddie. Fucking well done. You beat him. You survived. And this episode is called Broken, so I presume it's gonna focus on, or at least be part of, the storyline will be about her, how she feels after this whole thing with Doug, how it affects her life, her mental state, her job, maybe how it affects her relationship with Chimney, because obviously, they were getting closer, then he got stabbed, and then Maddie's okay, but maybe even more hesitant to get in a relationship now that she's been through this. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, knowing 911, even though it's been a while since I watched it, there's going to be all these different storylines which focus on things being broken as well, like a broken house or a broken floor or a broken something that hurts someone, because they have all these different things that normally go on. Minus the big episodes, actually, when they do like the earthquake ones, and the last one where it's mostly just on Maddie and Doug, and that's all it focuses on. It normally has like a few different storylines. So let's jump into the episode to find out. If you enjoy this video, guys, please let me know down below in the comments what you thought. If you're glad that I'm back watching 911, and please take a look at the Patreon link down below if you want to watch the full reaction to this episode. This will be the first one that I'm doing full reactions to now that I'm back again. And if you watch on YouTube, I'll probably have maybe the next 2 out on Patreon. Maybe next 2. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll see how the schedule works out. Let's jump into 911 season 2 episode, I believe 14. Are we in 14? 14 of 911 Broken. I'm really excited. To be back watching the show. Luckily, because there's a lot of these just random calls that go on and things that happen, my memory isn't the best about what accident is about to happen. Oh.
We made it, babe.
Need some help?
Sad.
This was her dream house. If she hadn't been in her mission, I never would have gone through with it.
Oh,
I just wish she was here to see it.
I'm glad they finally got the house.
She's here.
Oh, don't make me cry already.
We're gonna get through it.
So bad's about to happen.
It's all gonna be okay.
Oh. I was convinced the house was gonna blow up or the kid was gonna get injured somehow. Whoa! Get out of the house. How do I not remember this?
It's not in service. If you feel you have reached this number in error, please check the number and try again.
Check the number. It's 911.
What the hell's going on?
I think I kind of like this one the best.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot how
Totally rent that
sexy book is.
Me? Why would I?
because I have my own apartment.
And Eddie.
I sleep in my dining
Not
room.
forgotten about
You
Eddie.
don't think it's weird?
Yes, that's why you should get your own place. I'm not just gonna force myself out of it because
I got stabbed, and it totally sucked. But then I remembered something a wise man once said. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Our wise men of history.
I'll go to my support group, but I have to start putting little pieces of my life back together, and work is a very big piece.
It seems like maybe you're moving too fast. You need time to heal.
I've been healing for weeks.
Everyone heals differently.
I'm sick of resting. I'm tired of talking about my feelings, and I just want to go back to the real world.
Maddie's coming over here to pick me up because she is a modern woman. And also, I'm pretty sure they couldn't get the bloodstains off that brick.
At some point, you got to just get back to normal life. But if it's been weeks as
So I
well,
guess
maybe she is ready.
Maddie still sparks joy.
Always.
Yay.
Okay, so
I still can't believe your new dad's the captain. It's so cool.
Oh,
He's pretty badass. Not just with like fires and stuff. Like during the earthquake, he saved like hundreds of people. All we did was hand out bottled waters.
oh no.
103 is high, but not in the danger zone. Is Jesslyn eating and producing urine?
I love the fact that she's like a nurse
The
that
fever's
does
very low.
this. She
Take
just
her to the ER.
she just gets this job. I love it.
You're welcome.
And I made a hell of a mess of things. I'm at Canaan, near the PCH.
Don't worry, sir. I'm sending you help right away.
Ugh.
Sir?
There are no blinking lights on the map. So from your caller, get cross streets and landmarks.
That would be
And if
so
you are unfamiliar with
hard.
where they're calling from, look it up.
To do it all, especially when you're ringing in and you're in a state of distress.
That means we will not be at the station today.
The last thing you want to do is give like directions and.
Oh, come on.
That Metro LA's 911 system has been hit with a system-wide outage. We're going to be posting alternate
Can you imagine being at home? That's your job. You'd be like, what the?
Department staffers are also monitoring social media.
Ransom demand?
yes, and that's what we're hoping for.
A
Because the
ransom?
moment they hit us with it, we'll be ready.
Okay. I thought it was just going to be a technical thing that's just.
Is it bad? Please tell me it's not bad.
Cause the thing to go down, but.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 40.
No pregnant woman?
There's no building. It's an empty lot.
Stand by 118.
But she sent him to the wrong place.
It's the wrong San Vicente. There's 3. 118.
Oh,
you're
shit.
gonna need to proceed to San Vicente east of the Miracle Mile district.
Oh, it's not her fault. You could see the public about it. It's absolutely her fault. Something went wrong, but this is such an unprecedented situation.
39 weeks pregnant, 38 years old, which makes me a geriatric pregnancy. God, I hate that word.
Word doesn't matter. You're still
I love her. I think that the choice of actress is so beautiful because she's got that face that
In the lobby.
will just relax you if you're in that kind of situation.
Doing great, okay?
And the way she speaks. Oh,
On this next contraction.
is she okay?
Yes.
Maybe he's got a set of pipes.
This is gonna be right.
Hen, I got the baby.
Sonia?
What's happening? It's okay. What's happening? Roger. Wait, hey. She's in good hands.
She's in cardiac arrest. I'm starting compressions.
Okay, let's get her transported to LA General now.
I don't like this. I don't. I was saying I missed this show. I know I want to cry. I hate this show.
Standing by, guys. Let's get her on the gurney. Let's go.
Okay, call it.
Head. Head. Head.
Fuck's sake.
How is she? Guys. What's wrong?
He's perfect. I wish you could see him. I know I was scared and worried that we weren't ready for this. And I am damn sure.
Fuck's sake. Why do I put myself through this? I should never watch this show again. Fuck's sake.
She's got a pulse.
Get her inside.
Oh my god. I'm a mess. I'm a snotty mess. Oh my god.
Thank you. That was amazing.
That was a miracle.
Oh god. Why do I watch this show? Seriously. I should never watch this show again, I swear.
I'm sure you're very good at your job, but this goes beyond tech support. Now, please, let us do what we do.
Sure.
I'm sure that was meant to be nice. Kind of felt condescending.
This electrical fire.
They decided that it would be fun to set a fire and then try to put it out.
God.
Because fighting fires is so cool. You will not. I'll talk to him. That's my job, not yours. You've done enough.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Excuse me? Let me tell you something. I don't like what's happening to my son.
I don't
He
like
used to
this.
care about video games. And ever since you came along, the big damn hero, making him feel like your kind of life is the only one worth having.
This is insecurities talking.
Ideas. I am not interested in raising my son in your image.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to be there for
Stop
Harry.
fighting.
I'm only with him half the time now, right? Maybe that makes me half a father. It's still half more than you.
This is all his insecurity talking.
Cap, I see him upstairs window!
Wow.
Sir!
All right, get the ladder up to the house. Go.
They got no water, they got no backup.
Is Jimmy gonna be the one that saves the day? That'd be really cute. After what happened to him. Wow. If I was in that situation, I think I would literally just lock myself out of a window because I'd be so scared.
Oh, hey, Eddie. Eddie, what are you doing?
Whoa. I want to do that. That looks fun. It's just chimney. Is he called someone? Hello?
Incoming! Everybody take cover! Under the trucks now!
Oh, is it like one of those crop dusted type planes? Yeah, like a crop dusted type thing. I mean, it's cool. Oh. Go chimney. I'm guessing that's the person he called, was the person in the plane. Oh. There's some really beautiful cinematography on this show. Like the shot of the plane going over, the shot of him coming out the door with the light behind him.
Where our communications equipment lives.
Oh.
The backup generator overheated, knocked out the power, took everything offline.
So it wasn't a big
No
attack.
ransom, no revenge, no terrorism. It just
Broke.
Just broke. That's what I
never
thought.
occurred to us to ask.
No, it didn't. So that condescending attitude they had for him, they can shove it.
Your favorite.
What did you do?
That's the face of a guilty person.
Thought we should talk.
I think the word you're looking for is
You want some coffee?
sorry.
I'm sorry. I was out of line. I overheard Harry bragging about his cool new dad, and I'm not gonna lie, it stung a little.
Look, he's 10. I think that he was just impressed by all the shiny trucks and equipment, and I think if you bring him to a job site, show him a crane, he'll be even cooler.
Maybe.
Best buddy Bobby. Nothing but fun. What?
Is that how you see yourself?
No. It's something that Athena says to me, that I am always trying to win them over, trying to be their friend, not their step-parent. And she's right.
I really like the relationship between these two.
We broke up.
Are you sure you don't want a piece of pie?
Oh.
Maybe, if there's ice cream.
I forgot he was in a relationship. Well, I knew he was in it, but I can't remember who it was with. That's sad.
Remember the time I blew up your life? Left you for somebody else? Huh.
Now we've broken up.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did the right thing.
Maybe not the best way in.
He did the right thing. For himself.
For the last 3 days, I've been feeling like a damn fool, and then I started acting like one.
I just see you laying there.
Yesterday I went to get my mail and one of my
Even
neighbors
though-
came up behind me and I, really not sure which one of us was freaked out more, me or him.
Even though Doug's dead, like, those feelings don't just disappear.
Whatever it is that we were about to have, we're never getting it back.
You might do eventually. No, give it time.
I should go.
I hate this. But I understand this as well.
I'm not saying goodbye. We just need a minute.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, guys, that was my reaction to a 911 Season 2 Episode 14, Broken. And it is really, really good to be back watching the show. I really enjoyed that, even though I said that I've watched the episode before, which I have, and a little bit kind of looked familiar. I remember when the houses started blowing up, that sort of rang a bell, and then when 911 went down, I remember seeing that bit, but I don't remember how it all turned out, and the bits with the pregnant lady, so that shows how good my memory is. But even though I've seen it before, my God, the episode hit me pretty hard. I think it was evident from my reaction how emotionally invested I was in the things that went on. So where do we start? So the 911 system going down storyline, that has got to be really tough for the people that work there. I'm sure it's probably happened in real life as well. And without having all the resources of all the maps and the technology and the GPS and all the systems that do things for you, to have to do it manually has got to be so unbelievably tough to use atlases and like street maps and directions of people on the phone and an actual physical map that's not just digital, but you've got to go and put it's just time consuming, and not just time consuming and frustrating because it's harder, but on top of being harder, cars take longer to deal with. On top of cars take longer to deal with, less people get help, and so that you're going to get more stressed because you know that you can't do as much good as you normally would. You're doing your best, absolutely, but there's going to be people out there that will always blame you and shout at you and say you're not doing enough and it's not good enough, and you've got to prioritise who needs help more, which is the hard part of that job. Like when Chimney called the guys in the 118 to go and help the street that was on fire. They had to then abandon whatever they were going to do and just go to that street, which makes sense if that's a higher priority, more people might die, there's a lot more going on there, but also you've then got whatever you're going to do, who you're going to try and help, let us leave them, and that's got to wear on you pretty hard because it's not something you really have a choice in. You've got to prioritise, and that's the important things that people in charge, like the Bobby character, who in charge of that fire department, have to make that decision. But that street being on fire was really awesome. I thought it was really cool. I liked how it showed it at the beginning, the things blowing up, and then you cut back to it, and the ladder collapsing, and then Eddie going in, and this looks like they're not going to get out, and they're going to burn to death, and then Chimney was home watching all of them play on the TV, which is a really cool little idea. I thought he was actually going to go and help and just turn up and save the day in his little uniform, but obviously he couldn't really do that. As you saw, he was still quite injured from the stabbing, but he called someone who had the plane which went over and just dropped all the water on the street and put all the fires out, which was epic. It was just a really cool... Would that happen in real life? I don't know. I really don't know, but it was epic to watch, and I liked how everyone was like hiding under the cars, under the fire trucks, and they were in their building hiding in the bathtub as all the water got dropped. It was just visually really epic to watch, and it was cool to see Chimney saving the day from home after he was like quite hesitant to go back to work, and telling Maddie that she went to work too quickly, whereas he didn't go back to work yet, but he saved the day from home, whereas Maddie went back to work because that's what she needed to do, and it was right for her to do so. So seeing her back at work was great, how she just took back to the job, and you could tell that's where she's comfortable. And everyone grieves in different ways and deals with pain differently and trauma differently. If going back to work very quickly is how you deal with things, you do that. If staying at home is how you deal with things, do that. But you've got to do what's right for you, and I loved that she did the right thing, and it was right. And while she went back, and it was a traumatic day because 911 went down. Ultimately, she was the one that, you know, did what was right for her, and she helped all the people on the phone, as well as realizing that the pregnant lady was in a different location, as well as also realizing that the low priority fire was important. So Maddie, Queen Maddie, it's Queen Athena, Queen Maddie. So both my queens of the show, and Hen. Oh, we'll get to that storyline in a minute. But I forgot how much I love these characters because it's been so long watching it. I knew I loved it, but because I couldn't watch it for so long, I tried and distance myself from it. But going back to it, honestly, I'm so happy to be back. Anyway, the Hen storyline in particular, the pregnant woman. That set of scenes where the pregnant woman gave birth, and I was seeing how comforting Hen is. Just the actress and the way she plays the character is just very soothing, very calming. And I feel like if I was in a traumatic situation and she was there and she spoke to me that way, I would feel some comfort and some, like I was in good hands because of the way she talks. And I just think she's really great for that. And then the woman went into shock, and then she died, and I was in tears. I was in a lot of tears. Considering that I watched this episode before, I must have blocked that part out because I don't remember it at all. I kind of had a little bell was ringing in my head when they were in the lobby and she was meant to give birth. But anything after that, so I must have repressed it because it's memorable. It is very memorable. And then she gave birth, and obviously she died, and Hen was just trying to bring her back for what, 14 minutes, something like that. I think they said at the hospital, and the doctor straight away just went, call it, because they knew that she was gone. But then she came back to life when the baby touched her face. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cheesy, but things like that happen. That's why things that we just can't explain everything that happens in life, and the way your body reacts to things, and the touch of a newborn child brought her back to life, which, when I say that, on paper, really cheesy. But my God, it was emotional, and I loved it. And I'm just, whilst I know this show emotionally gets me, that's quite one of the reasons I love this show, I'm still surprised that less than 20 minutes into the first episode back, I was like, literally had tears on my face. This show is so good. So good. Yeah, that scene was really good. And then watching Hen break down as the child, as the mum came back to life, and it was really nice. That was really good. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the house. That was really epic. So there was an emotional storyline. There was an epic storyline with the house exploding. There was the tense stuff with them all trying to sort things out at the 911. I liked that the 911 guys were the ones that figured out why it went down, not the FBI people, because they could have come in and been really friendly and just, thanks for your help, you know, we'll look into it, whatever. But that one was like, thank you, just let us do our jobs, yeah. And I don't think she meant to be as condescending as she came across, potentially. But I love the fact that it was Manny and the guy, I don't know what his name was, the one who was the IT person, were the ones that figured out there was no hacking, there was no attack, it wasn't this criminal thing, it was just that it went down because there was a fire, the power thing overheated, or whatever it was, and it just went down. There was no attack, it just broke. Episode title, broken. You know, and I love that. I love that it was such a simple explanation. I thought it could have been exciting if they ended up at the end of the episode with like a ransom demand, and there was this new storyline about this person who hacked in intentionally. But I also kind of liked the fact that it wasn't that. It just broke. You know, anyone that works with technology, even just filming YouTube videos, you know, things just break, and they always break at the worst possible time when you don't want them to break. When they can break at a time you don't need them, they never break. Oh no. They break when you need them to work. So I like that it was just a broken thing. The scenes with Bobby and Michael, maybe, was hard to watch as well, because I understand Michael's, I'm going to call it Michael, if it's wrong, I apologise. I understand his insecurities because he heard his kid, his son, he's probably already feeling insecure because obviously he left some of that family dynamic because he had to come out and do what was right for him. Sad that he's not with Glenn anymore, but he did the right thing for himself by coming out. And he's now not as close in that dynamic as he was because he doesn't live there anymore. And so he's probably feeling insecure because Bobby's now part of that family. So then hearing his kid say about the earthquake, yeah, Bobby saved lots of lives, we just handed out bottles of water, was hard. It must be really difficult for him to... I felt pain for him just hearing it because, yes, he wasn't in the midst of the earthquake saving lives out of the falling building. Yes, it wasn't that kind of quote-unquote action man hero that young kids look at. But he was in there helping people that were injured and giving out bottles of water to people who were in pain or just waiting to hit. I don't remember all the details of that episode, but doing that is an important job. Like, just because you're not physically saving lives, going out and just giving out food and water and just helping survivors or people that are waiting for survivors is important in itself because it's someone needs to do it. And you could have easily just stayed at home and just watched it all on telly. But he didn't. He got in there and he handed out bottles of water and he did the heroic thing. So that must have really hurt. And his insecurities about the family obviously compounded the fact that he took it out on the kid and then the kid set fire to the garden. And he just took it out on the kid and on Bobby. And I like the fact that he didn't need shouting out. He didn't need talking down. He didn't need someone to tell him he was being an idiot. He knew himself that he was being stupid and that he was overreacting. And I love that scene at the end. Their relationship is so good. Bobby and Michael, potentially Michael. The fact that they could easily be two characters in a show that have a lot of animosity towards each other. You'll have seen it in so many shows before. The dad of a kid, but then the stepdad figure just dislike each other. The fact that these two could just sit down and have a great conversation and go, I was an idiot, I'm so sorry. Like, you've done nothing wrong, I'm just feeling insecure. I love that. I really love that. I like the relationship. I'm glad that they've sorted things out. I like the two characters. I do. And I think the last thing that I remember that I want to talk about was Maddie and Chimney. Now that Doug's dead, I'm glad that they've not gone down the route of, we just carry on like normal, because those wounds would take a long time to heal. And not just the fact that it happened, but Maddie's... Was he his husband? I think he was. The fact that someone you let in to be that close to you did that to you means you've got to be hesitant when it comes to starting a new relationship. And there was hesitancy when Chimney first appeared on the scene, but they got there and it was really cute. But then Doug came back and it's understandable why she's struggling and why she's not excited to get back into this relationship, because it's not that she doesn't want to by any means, she can't. And I get that. The pain is there, the wounds are there, and she needs to heal. And I hated that they said, we're never going to get back to that. I'm hoping that they do eventually, whether it's going to be like a season finale where they kiss again or go on a date again, or something traumatic happens and they bond through that trauma, through the trauma. I don't know. I can't see them building that relationship up to just stop now. I just think it's going to take time to them to mend and heal, to be back together again. I hope. Fingers crossed. I hope, because I really like them two as a couple, but I think it's a really brave decision to kind of go, I'm just not ready yet. And I think it's a right decision. I think it's the best thing for her if she's not ready, and I like that they were mature about it. It is sad to watch, but it's probably the right thing to do for now. So we'll have to see if they get back together eventually. I hope they do. But yeah, that was my reaction to Broken, season 14. No, season 2, episode 14 of 911. Really excited to be back watching the show. I forgot how much I love Athena, Hen, Maddie, Chimney, how sexy Buck and Eddie still are. I love Bobby. I love all of them, really. They're all great. But yeah, I'm so excited to be jumping back into the show. Let me know down below if you're excited too. I know you'll have seen a couple episodes before you watch this one, but as this is my first one back, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, my name is Scott. I hope you guys are well, taking care of yourselves and staying safe. If you enjoy the video, some comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, and please take a look at the Patreon link down below to help support the channel and watch some full-length reactions in advance of YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode. Bye, guys. Stay safe.